What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American, here today to react and learn about random things. No, I'm joking, of course. That, of course, is Tyler Rumple. Feel free to go and check out his stuff. He's learning quite a lot about England and Great Britain and the United Kingdom. First of all, learning that the three of those things are completely different and not all the same. As most Americans and people around the world seem to think they are. Yes, there is a difference between England, Great Britain, and the United Kingdom. And for those that don't know, I suppose, we might as well explain it, right? England is a country. England is a country, right? Let's start with that for start. Right? England is a country, right? Great Britain is made up of the countries of England, Scotland, and Wales, right? Although technically sometimes Wales is referred to as a province or something like that, but it's technically a country anyway, right? The United Kingdom is then made up of England, Scotland, and Wales, Great Britain, and Northern Ireland. Not the Republic of Ireland, Northern Ireland. And we won't get into what caused that, right? So you've got England, the single country, Great Britain, which is 3 countries, and the United Kingdom, which is 4 countries. Right? Which is why the United Kingdom's full name is the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. You see? And Great Britain, of course, is the 3 countries that are all on the one island, which is the island I currently live on. A lot of people also refer to English people, British people, United Kingdom people, whatever, as European. First of all, European, the toilet's through there. But in all seriousness, rather, we are not European. Because Europe is a continent, and we are not part of that continent. We are near that continent. That's like trying to say that Cuba is American. Because Cuba is an island that just happens to be near America, and we are an island that just happens to be near Europe. We are not European. We are English, we are Scottish, we are Welsh, and we are Irish. That is all. But anyway. So yeah, feel free to go along and watch Tyler Rumple. I just wanted to take this opportunity just to make a little video, talk about a couple of things that have been, on my mind every night. On my mind, do do do. On my mind, every night. On my mind. Anyway, first of all, I want to give just talk for 3 minutes about something else. But first of all, I want to give a big thank you to all the people out there, I'm talking to you, that have helped me with my desire and problem with getting Command & Conquer Generals and 0 Hour working on my laptop. I posted comments to many people who were playing Generals on YouTube, saying, how can I get this working on my laptop, blah, 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 because I'm Windows 7, Don't ask me why, because, you can ask me why, I'm just going to give you the same answer. I prefer Windows 7 to anything later, so, Windows 7 was the last good one for me, before they completely changed the layout and how it all works. And they got rid of the proper start menu. Okay, let's improve our operating system and everything by making everything more and more complicated. Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? But yeah, so a lot of people actually gave me ideas of how to get the game working. I couldn't name them all because I asked a shitload of people. Basically, if you just type in Command & Conquer Generals into YouTube, you'll probably find on like 7 or 8 people that are playing it online that I've asked them how I can get it running on my laptop. A lot of the suggestions were pretty much the same as what I found while like googling the issue. None of them seemed to work. You know, like creating the options file, run as administrator, compatibility for XP, Service Pack 3, all that sort of stuff. None of that worked. And what it took in the end was a wonderful suggestion by someone, I don't know who, but someone suggested to me that I download and use Genpatcher. Now, when I downloaded and tried to run Genpatcher, it said that it's mainly for Windows 10 and later. But do you want to run it anyway? And I click yes. Why not? Right? And it works. It works, and now Generals, as you can see from the video uploaded before this one, Generals is now working perfectly on my laptop. That was recorded on my laptop, by the way, this laptop that I'm using right now. So Generals is working. So all those who gave me helpful suggestions, whether they worked or not, thank you very much. It's good to see the YouTube community is still friendly and helpful, and you know, want to elevate each other like we used to be. I do have another issue though, and it also regards Command and Conquer. In trying to get Generals to work, among other things, I also installed Renegade and Red Alert 2 onto my system, and neither of them will work either. Oh, actually, no, I say I installed Red Alert 2, I mean I attempted to install Red Alert 2 and it won't even do that. Whereas Renegade installed all the way and now will not play. I don't get any error messages or anything like that, I just click on the executable file to run Renegade and nothing happens. Which is what was happening with Generals in the first place. That was the issue. I wasn't getting any, because people asked me, oh, what errors are you getting? I wasn't getting any errors. I just clicked to run Generals or 0 hour and nothing would happen. My laptop would just act as though I'd not done anything. And now, obviously, I fixed that issue with Generals with the help of Genpatcher and whoever it was that suggested for me to use that. And I think it was Legionnaire Generals who hosts it on his website. So that's where I got it from. So thank you, Legionnaire Generals, for hosting the Genpatcher on your website. I believe that's your website, anyway. But of course now I'm having the same issue with like Renegade and things like that. Weirdly, it only seems to be Command and Conquer games at the moment that don't want to run. And it doesn't matter whether they're old or new. I haven't tried like the original Command and Conquer or like the first Red Alert or even Red Alert 3 yet, but Red Alert 2 won't even install. I've even tried running that as administrator, won't install. Renegade installed and won't work. Generals obviously installed but wouldn't work, and now got that working. But that's the only ones I've tried so far. Yeah, I got StarCraft running, StarCraft and Brood War. I got Diablo 2, Lord of Destruction working. I've managed to rig it up so I can play Generals online, so anyone who wants to play Generals online with me, basically just look for any online game on Generals that says something like Demon's Invitational or something like that. That'll be me. Or basically any game that's being set up by someone called Demon's Diablo, because that'll be me. And so yeah, I'd love to do some multiplayer matches with some other Command & Conquer players out there for recording purposes. And yeah, so thank you to all those people that helped me getting that running, and if you can help me get the other ones running, that's going to be even better. Other than that, obviously I'm still working on trying to get my old YouTube account running again. Then all these videos will go back onto that one. The old Diablo 66 Demon 666 account. The problem I'm having with that is I cannot log in. I think I may have mentioned this in the previous video. I can't log in. because in the intervening time in the last couple of years or more, when I hadn't had a working laptop, which is why I hadn't uploaded anything on there for about 4 years, two-step verification had fully come into effect. And in order for that to work, it wants to send a code to my mobile phone for me to be able to log in or change my password or do anything else. The problem with that is the mobile phone number that is connected to my account, which I didn't even know there was one, I don't own that number anymore. I've still got the SIM card, it's right here. I've still got the SIM card, but it was disconnected years ago, and I don't even remember connecting it to my YouTube account. So now my YouTube account wants to send a message to a phone number that no longer exists, and there's nothing I seem to be able to do about that, and I can't seem to be able to contact YouTube or Google to do anything about it. I even had to set this account up just so I could log in to try and get into the help section, because you couldn't get into the help section without logging in. That was all I really created this account for, was just to log in so I could tell them I had a problem with my other account so they could sort it out and I can get back into it. And before anyone suggests it, now I can't just do it via email, because I've tried that, and then it still wants to send me a message to my mobile phone, and I can't log in to remove that number because it wants to send a message to the code to the mobile phone in order to let me finish logging in. It's really fucking annoying me. I really just want to get back onto it, because I don't want to like shut it down or anything, because that's hundreds and hundreds of videos, like subscribers, comments, everything. And I don't want to have to start up a whole new fucking YouTube channel, you know. I mean, if I can get it going again, if anyone can make any kind of suggestions or tell me how I can directly contact whoever I need to contact, Google's probably, it'd be much appreciated. You'll be shouted at in the video as a thanks for helping me, if I remember who you are. Suppose you'd leave it as like a comment, wouldn't you? Because you have to now, because you can't send fucking messages. Thanks, Google. And let's remove basic features, and they make other features much more difficult. How fucking difficult is it to upload a video these days? Jesus! H Christ on a bike with no stabilizers. But yeah, so yeah, I'm trying to get back into the old YouTube account. But you know, now I can of course record some generals. I've managed to get Unreal Tournament again, so I'll be able to record some more of that. Obviously, you can see I've started up a whole new Diablo 2 series, because that's the other thing I want to talk about. I have a USB hard drive caddy for laptop hard drives, right? And I want to use that to get the stuff from my old hard drive, from my old laptop, onto this one. Because obviously some of it I can just re-download if it comes to it, but like I have videos that are waiting to go onto YouTube that are still on that hard drive, right? Now if I plug the hard drive into my laptop, it comes up that I can format it, right? And it comes up with a hard drive that says it's half full, but when you click to open it, there's nothing in it. What am I doing wrong? Because the instructions that came with it only tell me how I can erase it and use it as a secondary hard drive, like an external hard drive. Right, which might be what I end up doing with it eventually. But before I do that, I want to copy the stuff off it that I want before I erase the whole rest of it. How do I do that? Because it's really confusing me, and the instructions, you know, only tell me one thing, and that's not what I want to do. So how do I use the hard drive caddy with the hard drive in it to copy the stuff from that hard drive onto this laptop? If anyone can help me with that, I'd be greatly appreciated, because I have no fucking clue. Because I've never used one before. I thought it was straightforward and simple, like just plugging in like a USB stick in the side of your laptop, and it will go, oh yeah, here's some stuff you can have that's on your thing, you know, on your device. No, it doesn't do that. No. So yeah, any help would be greatly appreciated. See what else did I want to talk about. There's one other thing, can't remember what it was now, because this video is a bit short. Oh yes, the state of the Western world. God. God? What's he got to do with it? It doesn't exist. The state of the Western world. Oh God. Oh, where to begin? Now obviously we're getting up to that time of the year when children are really excited, and we're going to have to cook that big meal, and you know, obviously I'm referring to Christmas. And of course it's that time of the year where people start bad-mouthing Christmas in several different ways. And I've seen an interesting trend this year about bad-mouthing Christmas, and that is Christians not liking the concept of Santa Claus. And an awful lot of Christians decided that they're not going to tell their children about Santa Claus as they grow up. What a sad, pathetic life you've got. I mean, first of all, right, what's wrong with Santa Claus? Because when you think about it, a Christian should love Santa Claus. Because Santa Claus is a representation of an actual saint, Saint Nicholas, who used to give presents to children at Christmas. Right? That's where the concept of Santa Claus comes from, which is why Santa Claus traditionally wears green, because Saint Nicholas used to wear a green coat. But, you know, a long green coat, like a trench coat. Now, with him being a saint, and obviously a Christian, therefore Christians should like the concept of Santa Claus. Right? But their argument is that if we're telling our children that Jesus existed, and we're telling our children that Santa Claus existed, and then we eventually tell them that Santa Claus doesn't exist, they might stop believing in Jesus as well. To which I say this: Santa Claus did exist. Jesus did not. Now all the Christians can come bombard me in the comments saying, how can you say that? You disrespect my religion. No. It's a proven fact. There is no evidence to support that anyone by the name of Jesus, who performed all these amazing miracles apparently, ever existed. There's no record of a guy called Jesus walking on water. There's no record of a guy called Jesus fucking feeding the 5,000 or feeding the 4,000, which you also don't get to hear much about. There's no record of any of this. The only record of the life and death of Jesus is in the Bible. That doesn't constitute a record. Especially, and I'm going to be doing a video about this actually, especially considering that a lot of the Bible is, with regards to the New Testament, not sure about the Old Testament, I don't want to be besmirching the Jewish religion here, but with regards to the New Testament, the Christian part of the Bible, quite a lot of that is wrong. And has been changed many times over the years, but I'll go into that in a different video. So, you know, I mean, what's your problem, Christians, with fucking Santa Claus? Well, obviously you'd probably have a problem with fucking Santa Claus, but you know what I mean, right? What's your problem with Santa Claus? Just let kids be fucking happy and let kids be kids. We've been hearing that a lot recently, haven't we? Let kids be kids. Usually with regards to like transgender issues and stuff like that, you know, let kids be kids, but just let kids be kids and enjoy fucking Christmas. And be excited that Santa Claus, Father Christmas, bought them some presents, for fuck's sake. You sad, pathetic individuals. And speaking of problems with the Western world, what the fuck is going on in our major towns and cities? Why are we letting people march around supporting terrorists in our countries? I mean, I'm not sure about America, but I mean, I'm quite sure you do, but I'm not entirely certain. You know, I'm sure you do though, but I definitely know that over here in England we have laws against supporting terrorists in any way, shape or form. You know, Yet we have people marching down the streets of London every Saturday for some reason, right, supporting terrorists. And we're not doing anything about it. The police ain't doing anything about it. The government ain't doing anything about it. And I'm very surprised that the rest of the population of the country ain't doing anything about it. And I tell you what, you can say what you like about Tommy Robinson, right? You can call him a right-wing yobbo football hooligan as much as you like. But I tell you what, fucking years ago, what was it, 15 or whatever it was years ago, right? Everything you said was fucking bang on. Absolutely 100% correct. And it's only now that people are starting to realise it. Oh, they called him a racist. They called him a foreigner-hating racist piece of shit, right-wing yobbo football hooligan, stupid knobhead and shit like that, right? Yeah. But he was fucking right, wasn't he? Because the rise of Islamism in this country is going to fuck us over completely. And that's what he was talking about all those years ago. And no one listened. They just wanted to call him a racist and whatever, you know. But he was right. And so was Enoch Powell back in the day. The only thing Enoch Powell got wrong was he said that the problem that was going to be caused in this country would be down to black people. He was wrong on that point. It wasn't black people that were the problem, because any black people that came over to this country in the intervening time perfectly integrated with the rest of our society and happily live alongside us. They hang out with the white English people, they go to school with the white English people, they have friends that are white English people, they all hang around together, they all go down the pub, you know, they all go have a couple of games of pool or something, whatever, you know, they all play computer games together, fuck it, right? See, the black people and white people, we integrated perfectly. Anyone else who came over, you know, Spanish, Portuguese, Latvians, a few years back, quite a few years back, we had a massive influx of Latvians and Lithuanians for some reason. They integrated as best as they could, you know, they learned English, they follow the laws, they went out to work, they weren't sending the money back home to their country, anything like that, you know, they were working for themselves, and well, they weren't working for themselves, but you know, the money was for themselves, you know, they were working to continue their own lives, right, you know. You know, they were renting houses in neighbourhoods full of English people and whatever, you know, and they're polite and friendly and happy to integrate into the community they moved into. Muslims, on the other hand, no. They have their own little communities where it's all Muslims, and they won't live in other streets if there's no Muslims there. Eh? And I heard the other day there's like 1,500-ish mosques in this country. 1,500 mosques. And hundreds of the cunts are gathering in London streets and praying in the middle of the road. Fuck off to one of the 1,500 mosques that you built here, for fuck's sake. I mean, the idea that we have mosques in this country is bloody annoying to me. Especially 1,500 of them. Do we need 1,500 mosques? I suppose we've probably got more than 1,500 churches in this country. We've probably got a few synagogues lying around as well. You know, for the Jewish people, right? I don't mind buildings of other religions being in my country, but, you know, because, I mean, we're a multicultural country. If I say that 5 times fast, especially when drunk. Multicultural country. Multicultural country. Multicultural country. You know, and America's quite multicultural as well, you know. Except they just don't like Mexicans. For some reason. I don't get that. I really don't. It's like, you're alright with the Canadians, your other neighbour, but you fucking hate Mexicans. I don't know why. Strange. But you know, these Muslims, you know, I mean, some Muslims, I've met some Muslims in this country, right? They're happy to live among the rest of the community. They're happy to get along with the rest of the country, right? Community in the country and whatever, wherever they live, right? They still have their own religion, but they've integrated as much as you possibly can, you know, and they're friendly and polite to all the people around them. You know, they don't tried to force their religion on the rest of us or anything like that. And they're just lovely people, just like the rest of us. But there's a much larger amount of Muslims that don't want to do any of that. They want to force their religion upon this country, which is what Muslims have been doing throughout history, everywhere they go. Then again, Christians did it during the Crusades, so a lot of what the Christians did during the Crusades, by today's definition, would be considered terrorism. They just weren't using guns and bombs, because they didn't have guns and bombs back then. But it's essentially the same idea. Right? But they're trying to. There's a large number of Muslims in this country. They're just trying to force their religion on our country. They don't give a shit about all the other people that live here. They absolutely hate us, actually. And they want England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, and even America to be Islamic states. They want America to be the 50 Islamic states of America, as opposed to the United States of America. Or maybe the United Islamic States of America, the UISA, the UISA. And they want the United Kingdom to be the United Islamic Kingdom. And it ain't going to work. Because people are starting to fight back. I've been hearing about people fighting back. Just as people started fighting back against these Just Stop Oil morons that are out there, and fighting back against all this, like, transgender indoctrination of our children. We're pushing back on that. People are fighting back. People are now starting to fight back against Islam. Especially here in England. And I'm not sure who's leading that fight, but it's definitely not the fucking government, because the government is shit. It doesn't matter whether we vote Conservative, Liberal, Labour, or I don't know, maybe we could vote Reform or UKIP or something, But I mean, our main political parties, they're all the same, really. They all say they want to stop the massive influx of illegal immigrants that we're getting, and we still get more and more every year. It's took them however many years it's been, and they still haven't completed Brexit yet. We have a lot of problems within our government, and at the end of the day, I think we should just disband the government as it is and start a new one. Or just put the king back in charge. I mean, we are supposed to be a fucking monarchy. Let's just put the king back in charge. Fuck the government, we'll put the king back in charge. Or at least give the king more power over the government. So he has the power to go to the government and say, look, you ain't fucking doing your job. Do your fucking job. The idea of King Charles saying you ain't doing your fucking job is really hilarious. Excuse me, sir, you do not appear to be doing your fucking job. What ho, old chap? You don't appear to be doing your job properly. You're supposed to be working on behalf of the interests of the people. Now do it. In it. King Charles ain't in it. Of course, King Charles did prorogue Parliament a few weeks ago. That was interesting. Apparently we had no one in charge of the country for about 7 days. And then the government reformed, and they're still just as bad, so that really didn't make much difference. But still, King Charles actually did something. I mean, the monarchy do have quite a bit of power in our country. They just don't like to exercise it, and I think it's about time one of them did. Come on, Charles. Your Majesty, His Majesty King Charles, can you do something about the problems of this country? I mean, it's your country, essentially, more than it is our country. We just live here. You're in charge. You're the king. You're in charge. It's your country. You're the king of the country. You're king of the entire UK, I suppose, but, I mean, can't you do something about it, Your Majesty? I mean, come on. can someone pass this video along to King Charles and say, look, this guy is really begging you, please, King Charles, Your Majesty, do something to sort the government out, because they are not doing their jobs properly. They're not acting in the best interest of the people, and they just don't give a shit, in all honesty. And that's bad, and it needs sorting out. Other than that, I can't really think of anything else to say. So I'm gonna save this video and get it uploaded. It should be available very soon. Don't know why I said that, because obviously you're watching it. And stay tuned for some more videos coming soon, and anyone who can help me with any of the problems that I might have pointed out at the course of this video, or if you have any comments on the Israel-Palestine situation, or any comments about English or American or Western politics in general, feel free to drop those in the comments section. And yeah, and always remember, you may not agree with another person's opinion, but respect it. And that being said, I'll see you again soon.